Imagine watching something you own plummet in value. That's what happened to holders of the meme coin, Brett. After a spectacular run, Brett's price crashed. Some saw disaster, others saw a massive discount. Now, the big question. Could Brett, fresh from a huge drop, not only recover, but skyrocket by 150 times its current value? It sounds wild, but crypto is full of stories like this. Joke coins turning into fortunes. This isn't traditional investing. It's about catching lightning in a bottle. A 150x return could turn £1,000 into £150,000. But with huge reward comes huge risk. Bread is a meme coin on the Base blockchain, inspired by Matt Fury's, the same universe as Pepe the Frog. It's billed as Pepe's best friend on Base, giving it instant meme pedigree. But a good story is just the start. To see if 150x is possible, we need to dig into the numbers, market dynamics, and the psychology behind these explosive rallies. We'll break down Brett's market cap, what caused its crash, and what it would take to reach those wild targets. We'll compare it to giants like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and explore the key ingredients: community, hype, and exchange listings. Let's dive in. Let's look at the numbers. As of August 25, 2025, Brett's market cap is about £330 million. That's the total value of all Brett coins in circulation, a serious figure for a meme coin, but this comes after a huge drop. Brett recently peaked at over £1.5 billion. Then, Bitcoin fell, and the whole market tumbled. Brett lost over 70% of its value. Early investors took profits, panic selling set in, and new buyers near the top got burned. For some it felt like the end. For others, it's a massive discount. A 70% drop means Brett is now much cheaper than its peak. The key question, was this the end, or just a correction before another run? A £330 million market cap is still a strong base, showing a dedicated community survived the crash. That's critical. Without a strong base, recovery is impossible. Now, let's calculate what it would take for Brett to climb back and soar to new heights. Is the £1.5 billion peak the ceiling, or just the beginning? The answer lies in what happens next. Can Brett regain momentum, or will it fade away? The next move depends on market sentiment, community strength, and timing. Let's see what a 50x really looks like. What does a 50x move mean for Brett? If you put in £100, you'd have £5,000. £1,000 becomes £50,000. Brett's current market cap is £330 million. A 50x would mean a £16.5 billion market cap. That sounds huge, but Dogecoin hit £70 billion and Shiba Inu reached £40 billion in the last bull run. So, £16.5 billion isn't unprecedented for a meme coin. The market has shown it's willing to pour billions into coins driven by hype and community. Brett's connection to Pepe and its spot as the top meme coin on Base give it a strong narrative. To get there, Brett would need a 4,900% gain, massive, but not impossible in crypto. It would require capturing the imagination of the entire market, drawing in both meme coin traders and new retail investors. The 50x target is ambitious, but history shows it's possible. Now what about 100x? Let's go bigger. What would it take for Brett to 100x? Multiply the current £330 million market cap by 100, and you get £33 billion. A £1,000 investment would become £100,000, a life-changing sum. This would put Brett among the world's largest cryptocurrencies. For context, Dogecoin peaked at £70 billion, Shiba Inu at £40 billion. So, even a 100x move wouldn't break new ground for meme coins. But it would require Brett to become a household name, at least in the crypto world. Think Shiba Inu in 2021, everywhere in the news, on social media, a true phenomenon. Brett would need to capture that same level of global excitement. To reach £33 billion, Brett must be listed on every major exchange: Binance, Coinbase, Kraken. These listings bring legitimacy, liquidity, and access to billions in capital. Without them, growth hits a ceiling. A 100x gain depends on widespread adoption and integration into the core crypto infrastructure. Here's the ultimate moonshot. Can Brett 150x? That would mean a £49.50 billion, let's call it £50 billion, market cap. A £1,000 investment would become £150,000. The required gain? Nearly 15,000%. Brett would have to surpass Shiba Inu's all-time high and approach Dogecoin's peak. To do this, Brett must become the defining meme coin of this cycle. Bigger, louder, and more viral than ever. Why isn't this impossible? Because the overall crypto market is growing. In 2021, the total crypto market cap peaked at £2.5 trillion. The next cycle could see £8, 12 trillion. As the market grows, so do the ceilings for individual coins. A £50 billion meme coin in a £10 trillion market is not as wild as it sounds. But Brett would need to ride the wave of a euphoric bull run, an alt-season, where money floods into meme coins. In that environment, fundamentals go out the window, and anything feels possible. A 150x return is only possible in the wildest, most bullish conditions. Numbers are the destination, but how do we get there? For meme coins, it's all about community, hype, and exchange listings. The community is the foundation. Believers who hold meme and spread the word. Hype is the fuel. Viral marketing, influencer buzz, and a story that resonates. Brett's link to Pepe and its base chain status are powerful narrative drivers. For Brett to 50x or 100x, this story must catch fire across X, TikTok, and Reddit. Major exchange listings are the gateway for big money. Without listings on Binance or Coinbase, growth is capped. These listings bring legitimacy and liquidity, making it easy for billions to flow in. Brett is on several exchanges, but not yet the top tier. Top-tier listings often trigger the most explosive rallies. For Brett to reach massive market caps, these listings are essential. To understand 150x potential, you need to know about Altseason, the wildest phase of the crypto cycle. After Bitcoin's big run, investors chase higher returns in altcoins than meme coins. This is when stories of turning £100 into millions go viral. Logic disappears, hype and FOMO take over. Meme coins can 10x, 50x, or 100x in weeks, sometimes days. Their price is pure narrative and attention. The coin with the strongest story and community becomes a magnet for speculative capital. If Brett becomes the top meme coin on Base during alt season, it could ride this perfect storm. We've talked about the upside. Now let's get real about the risks. For every winner, there are countless losers in meme coins. Volatility is brutal. Brett dropped 70% from its peak in weeks. There's no underlying asset or safety net. Price is pure sentiment. If hype fades or the community moves on, the price can crash to zero. Market manipulation is rampant. Whales can pump and dump, leaving small investors with losses. Always check if a few wallets hold most of the supply. That's a red flag. The meme coin space is crowded. Every day, new coins compete for attention. Brett might have a good story, but there's no guarantee it will win the next bull run. It could easily be overshadowed by a newer, flashier meme. Investing in Brett is a bet on it winning the popularity contest. Only invest what you can afford to lose. The risks are real, and so is the chance of total loss. So, can Brett really go from £330 million to £50 billion? The answer, maybe. It would take a 150x gain, turning it into one of the world's biggest digital assets. The risks are massive: volatility, manipulation, and the chance the hype fizzles. But Dogecoin and Shiba Inu proved it's possible for meme coins to reach these heights. Brett's fate depends on a perfect storm, a growing community, viral narrative, top-tier exchange listings, and a euphoric alt season. If all these align, the impossible could become reality. Whether Brett is the next big thing or just a fantasy, depends on your risk tolerance. It's a high-stakes bet on narrative, community, and timing. The potential reward is huge, but so is the risk of failure. The only certainty? The ride will be wild. Are you willing to take the risk?